Hi Cancer, welcome back to Key Wisdom Tarot. My name is Ruth and I'm your Reiki Master and Tarot Reader. Happy birthday Cancer, it is your birthday season as you well know. This is your intuitive reading for the next 2 weeks for the time between the 5th and the 18th of July. We're going to draw the cards necessary, and we're also going to talk about whatever comes up. It is an intuitive reading, so the messages will just be specific to the people that really need to hear it and what's necessary for you guys. Okay, my darlings, I've already shuffled and meditated. I'll do a little bit of more of that on camera, and then we'll get started on your reading. Okay, I'm not really wanting to pull any clarifiers, but this one on the top does want to come out, so I'll just leave it there because it does want to come out. Okay, my darling, so these are your cards. So the card at the base of your reading, my darling Scorpios, Scorpios, Cancer, is the Emperor. This is card number 4 in the Major Arcana, okay? Fours are all about our foundations, our roots, our families, where we come from. And the Emperor is about a feeling of feeling confident, feeling an understanding, really, of who you are. And it's that in itself that makes you strong. So you should be feeling over this next couple of weeks. And the card at the base of the reading is really the perspective of this reading that you need to see it through, or the perspective of this next this time period that we're looking at. So this is one of mastery. This is one of assurance, self-assurance. So very interestingly, you guys, well, because I'm a Capricorn and obviously you guys are Cancer, the big stuff's going on in our signs this month. So we've got you guys have the new moon and the total solar eclipse in your sign on the 2nd of July. So that's obviously already gone. And the 16th is the partial lunar eclipse in Capricorn. If you want to see, you can read below actually about the influences of a solar eclipse and a lunar eclipse. Ultimately, there is going to be some shifts and some changes, some sudden shifts and sudden changes in our lives, in our perspectives and our understanding about who we are, what we want, etc. And obviously, someone said to me, does that mean it's going to be more intense for Cancer and Capricorn? I said, well, we should be better equipped to deal with it, but who knows? So I'll be interested to see what you guys say, as sort of been your experience over this next couple of weeks. So let's get started on your reading, my darlings. These two cards are your key energies. We'll look at these ones first, okay? We'll look at this one first, this one last. And we've got the 3 of Wands. So really these two cards here are really about the key, the energy, so what you're going to be feeling, experiencing, how it's going to feel to you to exist in this over this next couple of weeks. That's kind of what these two cards talk about. And really this is one of opportunity for you. Number 3s are actually linked to the sun, actually. They are actually linked. This is actually linked to the solar eclipse, so that's quite interesting. The sun, all these little notes on the sun. So the sun really is about our consciousness, and it's about insight, having insight into certain things, drawing our attention to certain things. And in this instance, for you guys, it's like there is an opportunity. You feel like there could be something on the horizon for you. You feel like there's space and there's room for you to grow and to expand. there's space and there's room for you to grow and to expand, whether that's in your relationship, whether that's at work, whether that's in your studies. You actually feel confident now, actually, over this next couple of weeks. You actually start to feel confident in your ability to take steps to create things. So it's interesting. You're definitely being drawn with the wand energy here into a direction that you're passionate about, into an area that you're passionate about. So let's have a look at this first week. So these cards here relate to this first week from the 5th to the 12th of, what month are we in? July. The 5th to the 8th of July. Okay, 5th to the 11th of July, excuse me. And that we've got two fours, interesting. We've got the 4 of Pentacles, we've got the King of Pentacles, we've got the 4 of Swords, and we've got the Strength card. So you've got quite interesting astrology, you guys, this month. And as I said, because you guys have got on the 2nd the new moon and the total solar eclipse, so it's almost like even on that day, it's like almost like at the beginning of a new sort of way of thinking and a new understanding that you've gained and that you gain at the beginning of July about an area of your life. But then we've got Mercury on the 31st, the last day of the month. We've got Mercury that's going direct in your sign, so it will be, excuse me, it goes retrograde and then it goes direct, so in the month of July. The planet of intellect is Mercury. It's the planet of intellect. It's about our thoughts. It's linked to the earth signs, actually. It's linked to Gemini. It's linked to Aquarius and Gemini. And so it's about your thoughts, your clarity, your consciousness, your communication, all those things that the sword energy is about. That's what Mercury sort of governs, this communication as well. So interestingly, we have a time in this week where we are in this next week where you are consolidating, you are trying to understand and work out what it is you want and where it is you want to go, how it is you feel. It's about feeling about something. There does seem to be something that you want to go toward. There's something that is interesting to you, that you want to explore. And you're getting to that point where you're feeling strong enough. It's like there's been a space in time, maybe say the last 3 months, but it's going to affect everyone differently. But I'm feeling this energy that like there's been a space like the last 3 months. You've just kind of not been yourself. You've been sort of not being yourself in some way. So whether that's just feeling distant and feeling separated from people, or whether that's just been literally doing things differently, however it's like there's been those 3 months though for you have actually been a time where you've actually started to see a lot of things about yourselves, a lot of truths about yourselves, and actually maybe some hidden anxieties and maybe some things that you thought you'd released but you hadn't. It's like you've needed to heal from something, and it's as if the last 3 months has been a time of healing for you guys. And it's like you are in this week as we enter July. You're like going more, it's becoming clearer to you. It's becoming clearer to you now. It's becoming clearer to you. But this first week, it seems, is about consolidation. We've got 2 4s. We've got 3 4s, actually. We've got 4 4. We've got 4 4 4. Oh my God, check out that post on my Instagram, Kiwis and Tarot. 4 4 4. Number 4 is, as I said, they're about our foundations and the structures in our life, the roots where we come from. So the Pentacles energy is about where we put our energy in order to manifest security, in order to manifest the things that we want in life. And you've maybe been kind of had this period of sort of not holding back, but just trying to understand why you are where you are and why you do the things you do before you move on and take the next step. Because actually coming to the end of July without even seeing these cards, I know that things are going to be different for you. You're going to want things to be different, and you're going to start doing things differently. You're going to be walking toward opportunities for sure. And these energies here, again, this is our thoughts, our minds, our consciousness, our communication, our intellect, with the 4 of Swords as well. It's like that understanding, trying to see and understand where you are, why you're there, and really trying to it's coming to terms. It's like you've been coming to terms on a personal level. Even if you are in a relationship, even if you live with 20 other people, you have been alone, really, in a sense, where you've been really thinking and considering the things that you need to come to terms with. That's the phrase I want to use. Coming to terms with things, healing from things. And we see with these energies that you're coming to the sort of end of these cycles. So you're coming to the end of this cycle of thinking about it, trying to see it, trying to come to terms with it. And we get the King of Pentacles and the Strength card as well. So the King of Pentacles is, again, this confidence, but it's about behaving confidently because it's masculine. So the masculine energies are all about things that we do, the actions that we take. So the King of Pentacles takes direct action in order to manifest the things that he wants, to manifest the thing that you want. So this is you feeling confident, similar to the Emperor here, feeling confident at your ability to create, to manifest, to provide yourself with security. This card wants to clarify this one, and we've got the Nine of Pentacles here, wants to clarify this. So we definitely have this balance, and this we've definitely got a sense of balance coming in between the sun and the moon, between the masculine and the feminine, between our external actions, like what we do out in the world and why we do the things that we do, and also what's within that, what drives our behaviors. There's a balance between those two things now. It's as if you can see that you did certain things because you were afraid, and now now knowing that, it's because I was afraid, just that is almost liberating in a way. And you actually feel security because you're actually starting to heal from some of these old cycles that you've been going through. So there's a huge, an actual change of strength. It's a really solidifying month. It's a stabilizing month for you. You should feel that. And the Nine of Pentacles as well, as I said, they're just clarifying this card, just giving that further sort of. Nines are linked to the sign of Virgo, actually, and the Hermit energy, and that is all about actively seeking answers and understanding from within. And that's similar to this energy here, actively seeking to understand what you feel. In this instance, with the Nine of Pentacles, it's actively seeking to understand and to recognize your security, and actively seeking to understand what creates your security. And you definitely have spent, as I said, some time, the last 3 months, 4 months, at least part of this year, trying to understand that. And now you do. This card actually indicates a Strength card, because it's number 8. It's a new karmic cycle, and the Strength card really, to me, indicates for you guys. I get a sense of a new cycle for you guys, a new energies coming in for you, and that might happen on the 22nd or around the 22nd when the sun enters Leo. We've got Venus entering Leo as well on the 22nd, but obviously this is Leo. This is sun in Leo, and you've got your eclipse in your sign, so you're very strongly linked, obviously, to the sun this month and this year, really. And the sun is about awareness and the consciousness, and magnifying something that's going on in your life externally, like helping you see something in a new light, something that's existing in your life. So I really feel like I can feel the energy of movement for you guys. I can feel the energy of feeling more stable and feeling more ready to move from where you are now, to actually to take strides and to take steps forward, okay? Because we do move into Leo season, obviously, as I said, on the 22nd. Another masculine energy, though, with the Strength card, with the fire. This card is actually linked to Mars as well, and Mars is the planet of action, the masculine planet of action as well. Okay, so we're moving into next week. Now we have to, this is an intuitive reading, so we have to just apply the energies to wherever we, in our lives, in your lives, I should say, where it sort of makes sense to you. But overall, the energy is about wanting to seek opportunities, and actually coming to the end of a phase that you've been going through, a phase that might have felt, it's kind of like now you can see that you've been in a phase, but you didn't realise that you were in a phase. For some of you, you were just kind of like, as I said, maybe a little bit distant, maybe, but that's going through the process of the Emperor. The Emperor actually has to go on a journey to understand his weaknesses, his strengths, where he comes from, the roots. Remember, the roots, our family, our history, our upbringing. That's what the number 4 is, govern. So the Emperor has to go on that journey, and that's what gives the Emperor the strength and the security and the stability that the Emperor has, and we refer to the Emperor as having. And it's like, for you guys, this process, this last 3 months, or this space of time before now anyway, however long it's been for you as an individual, it's as if that has been something that has been leading you to this stability now. And clearly as we move into this second week, you know, from around the 12th, but it doesn't have, you don't really worry about the times. As we move on to these next energies, we see that there's the star card here. The star card is, again, it's linked to Aries actually, Aquarius actually, so it's another air energy, intellect energy. You know, again, you've got Mercury going direct in your sign at the end of the month, so we've got this clarity coming through for you. But also with this energy, there's a sense of peace. There's a sense of knowing with the star card that things are going to be okay. That that you know, you start to feel that, you know, you start to feel like it was appropriate that I had this last 3 months, even if it was challenging, because now at least I see, I can understand, and you can recognize that, and you can start applying some of that wisdom. But you actually start to feel more supported, more secure. Healing, you're going through healing, and you see that you've gone through healing, if that makes sense. You actually can see and discern the difference and the change that has happened and that has been brought about because of this, the events of the last sort of 3-4 months. Now you're on a path where you are sort of, you're being shuffled onto that path. And I say that if you look at the description box below and you read the astrology, you'll see that that's exactly what this month is trying to get us to do, and the eclipses are trying to get us to do, to sort of be more on our path where we're meant to be. And you've got this energy for the star card first of all, then let's have a look at the next card for you. I should turn them all over really. We've got the 9 of Wands. So interestingly, the 9 of Wands comes beneath the 9 of Pentacles, and we can almost look at this like as above so below, or not in this instance. We can look at this as on the outside, externally, you know, projecting a certain sort of sense of or feeling, you know, this is the difference actually in this instance. I'm going to say it this way. It's as if there's the recognition that you are now in a good place. You're now in a good place. You're able to, as I said, you're able to build on what you've learned recently. You're able to build on the things that you now understand about yourself, if that makes sense, with this energy here. But it's almost then the moon energy of that, the Wands, the 9 of Wands, what's beneath the surface is the fear, the trauma, the ways that we've repeated certain patterns, and sort of trying to tell yourself almost that you're able to do things in a different way. It's like there's fear almost on your part, but you're not turning away from it anymore. And that's the thing. It's like, for some people it might be, for example, like if you've needed to reach out for help for something before, and you've had, I don't know, an addiction, or it could be anything, you know, you've needed to reach out to a charity, I don't know, whatever it is for you as an individual. This is an example, okay? So you've needed to reach out in the past, and you've sort of told yourself you're not going to do it, but this time you realise, yeah, I do need that help. So this is you reaching out for help. This would be you reaching out for help. Now, we feel afraid and we feel sort of nervous and we feel anxious about that, about telling people sort of what we've been going through, or about explaining, you know, how hard it's been for us, or, you know, how challenging we found it, or how scared we've been, how lonely we are, for example. This is like feeling afraid of telling people that, but you still do it. You still take the blindfold off and you still actually face that, because you know, and you feel grounded. You know, you can see that you are in a more stable position. You can see that. You can see that you can look at your life and say, I'm in a better situation now. So even if I couldn't do it in the past, I'm able to do it now. And that goes for anything, you know, that goes for love, that goes for you know, reconciling with somebody, whatever it is for you as an individual, whatever that type of situation is, you know, it's like whatever sort of happened in the past, you can see that things are different now. So if it didn't work out in the past, you can see that now you can take action toward it. There's new opportunities for you. And even if you're afraid, you're willing to go toward them, okay? I'm so glad this card came out. This is actually mentioned below, okay? In the, let's turn this one over as well. So we've got the Tower and the 5 of Wands. I was going to say similar, kind of similar. In some ways, similar energies. But we've got the Tower energy here, which is number 16 in the Major Arcana, and we've got the number 5, the Five of Wands. Now, I actually say in the description box below, because an eclipse, a solar eclipse and a lunar eclipse, is a sudden insight, sudden change, a sudden shift in energy, a sudden shift in circumstance. I say that it is like a tower moment hitting us, and it's because of the intellect that comes through. It's because of the realizations that we find, that we face. It's because of the truth of things. It's the awareness of the reality of the situations that we're in. And it's that can sort of shake us, if we will. But again, it's a blessing in disguise. And for some people, it might not be in disguise. You know, when we see the Tower moment, people fear it. I always know that this is the universe reaching out to you and saying, right, let's get you where you need to be now. So this could be the shell shock of, you know, of getting that help that you've, you know, going to speak to the doctor, or, you know, having the conversation with the person that you truly love, or whatever it is. It could be that conversation. Could be anything. It could just be the realization, the knowing, because it comes beneath this meditation card of the Four of Swords. Either way, whatever it is, it's an experience, a sudden shift or a sudden change, or a surprise experience that actually is bringing you onto a new cycle, toward new karma, toward new opportunities. And really, that's what this is about. No matter how scary or, you know, new the experiences might be for you guys going forward now over the next couple of months, you are the emperor. You know who you are, you know where you're coming from now. So there's a different energy. So it's kind of like, it's not something that you fear. It's not, you know that you don't have to fear it. You can feel the strength of yourself. You can feel like, I've spent the last 3 months worrying and stressing and being nervous and meditating and trying to understand and trying to uncover and trying to heal. And so you sort of know that stuff that you've done over the last 3 months, for whatever it's been, to sort of, that is actually being strengthening for you. So it means that the new experiences, even if they're sudden, coming towards you, and it is about change with the Five of Wands, but the new experiences coming towards you, you're more than equipped to handle them. You're more than equipped to face them, and solid and secure enough to face them. Okay, so it's not anything to fear. The Five of Wands is this energy of change, and this energy of, because all fives are relate to change, relate to going through experiences that it's like the growing pains, you know, that going through the experiences that sort of shape us and move us and make us sort of change and shift. And we feel that from the inside out. And it can create conflict because we start to feel differently. We start to feel, you know, differently. And then that means in turn that we might start to act differently. And we might start to speak in a different way to people. And we might start to interact with people differently. So in turn, I suppose for some people that can create conflict. But ultimately, this card is about you facing up to the things that you want, and you now live in your new normal. That's what this energy is really about. The Five of Wands. This, like, your idea of, like, to get to your new normal. It's like knowing, I know what my new normal is. I know what I want. I know where I want to go now. Yeah. And it's like, to get to that, there's things that have to shift and change and move in your life. And again, not only the actions that you take, but also the things that you tell yourself, and the way that you speak to yourself, and the compassion that you have for yourself, and a whole range of other things. And that is that type of process where it can create friction within us. But let's have a look at the last card then. We've got this. So again, this is a month of opportunity for you, Cancer. It's a month of opportunity, a month of growth and movement. And then what else we might experience? So we've got this energy, another 9. So we know that 3 nines, whenever we see multiple 9s, we know in this instance this is about correspondence, news. So it's like new information coming through. And I think the new experiences and the new opportunities that you're sort of going towards, or that you're in a way able to sort of start taking advantage of, or start to create for yourself new opportunities, etc. This over this next couple of weeks, that is in itself what creates the anxiety for you, what creates the worry for you. But also with the Nine of Swords, it's the things that we don't think about, the things that we ignore, the things that we pretend that we don't feel, the things that we pretend we don't experience. With the Nine of Swords, it means all that stuff that we've been pretending that we don't feel, we've been ignoring, we see it finally. We see it all laid out in front of us with the Nine of Swords. There's no hiding from that awareness with the Nine of Swords. And that's what I'm saying to you. That is what is precious. You know, the awareness of is what helps to move you from one place, one feeling, one experience to the next experience, to the next karmic cycle. And for you guys, it's like you are moving through that energy now. Now, you know, I've realised that I've got quite a few friends who are Cancers, and I didn't realise how many of them I actually had. One of my besties is a Cancer. Anyway, but I think that this is a sort of, I get it. I get it, Cancer. I get it, because there are some uncomfortable truths that we must face in 2019, all signs, you know, and we know that because of the eclipses. And by uncomfortable truths, it's about ourselves, about our identities, about who we are. It's not about the other people. It's about you, about how you respond, about what you do, about how you felt, about what you've told yourself. And I feel like for everyone, but for your sign here, for this month, for this next 2 weeks, it's really the sort of the anxiety around taking on new responsibilities or taking on new opportunities or going toward new opportunities, but you do it anyway because you know that you're able to do it. So there's a real sense of strength and security, and you knowing now, finally, Cancer, that whatever is to come, you can face it. You can achieve it. Even if you're scared, even if you're nervous, even if you're worried, you know now that you can achieve that. And that's what's brilliant about this star card being here as well, because it's like, yeah, you're on the path that you should be on. And not only that, this is healing for you. And not only that, everything's going to be all right. And it's kind of, you feel that. You feel everything's going to be all right, even though you're afraid, even though you're scared. You know and feel that everything's going to be all right, and it is, okay? So take those new opportunities where they come, because you've done the work and you're ready to go toward new horizons, my darlings. Okay, so Cancer, I hope you like that reading. If you did, please give it a thumbs up. If you haven't already, please subscribe to Key Wisdom Tarot, and feel free to share this video on your Instagram and your Facebook, on your WhatsApp, to share it with people that you love as well and care about. You can also check out the pick a card reading that I did for the summer months, so you can sort of check out what's coming toward you in love specifically if you're interested in that. And as well, don't forget to check out the Key Wisdom playlist. I'm also uploading with these videos a new conscious meditation, an active meditation, which is basically when I talk to myself, all where we talk about this question, we explore this question, what do I desire? We look at really what the word desire means, where desires come from, why we sort of have a weird relationship with that term desire. It's very strange that we saw. It's not strange that we're odd about it, but we are. So definitely check that out. And obviously those conscious meditations are really about you guys getting a sense of the different forms of meditation and how accessible it can be and how actually useful and practical it can be. Okay, so that's why I do those conscious meditation videos, so do check those out. Leave me your comments, let me know what you think about this reading. I hope you have a wonderful birthday month, Cancers, and I will see you all again in a couple of weeks with your brand new readings. Thank you very much, Cancer. Take care, my lovelies. Bye.